So we now know how to make equivalent fractions by multiplying by any number of choice or by dividing by a number of choice. But then sometimes they want to test if you can see the sequence of how did we come up with this number. So for example, if we had 2/5 like this, and then they say this is equal to, then they show you that the bottom number is now 15, but the unknown number is the numerator. So how do you find the equivalent fraction which should have 15 as its denominator, right? So you go back to say, okay, equivalent fractions, we said we either multiply or divide. So we look at the bottom because that's where we have two numbers. That's where we see the change. That's where we see 5 becoming 15. So we're now saying, how did 5 end up being 15, right? 5 and 15, which one is bigger? 15 is bigger, obviously, right? So we're now saying we made 5 bigger to become 15. And then we go on to here where we said when you want to make a number bigger, that's when we multiply. So we're now looking at which number did we multiply by 5 to become 15. This is now where your multiplication tables need to be very good, right? So we're now saying, we already know that we multiply this by 3. So we simply said 5 times 3 to get 15. Remember what I said in the previous lesson? Whatever you do to the numerator, you do to the denominator. If you do the same to the denominator, you have also to do that to the numerator. So we simply multiply by 3 because we've multiplied here by 3. 2 times 3 is equal to 6. So 2 over 5 is equivalent to 6 over 15. So no guesswork. Use the two numbers that are given, right? So let's look at when you are given a numerator and a numerator. So this is 3/4, which is equal to 21 over something that should be in the box there. Our numerator was 3 and it's now 21. We can see that 21 is bigger than 3. So what did we multiply by? 7. So we also simply have to multiply there by 7. 4 times 7 is equal to 28. So no magic there. If you're given numerators, look at the relationship between the numerators. Is it getting bigger or is it getting smaller? If it's getting bigger, I'm multiplying. If it's getting smaller, I'm dividing. So in this case, it's getting bigger. So it's getting bigger by how many? How many times do we multiply 3 for it to become 21? It's 7 times. So because we said 3 times 7, we also have to say 4 times 7, and then we get 28. Right. But then sometimes they want to trick you and then they'll give you 8 over 10 is equal to 4 over nothing in there. So find the missing number there. Right, it was 8 and it's 4 now. So which means it's getting smaller. So if it's getting smaller, we know because it's equivalent fractions, we're dealing with multiplication or division. So we're now going to divide this by what? By 2 to get 4. So we also have to divide this by 2, which gives us 10 divided by 2 gives us 5. So we're saying 8 over 10 is equivalent to 4 over 5. Then you have your answer there. Right. They can also give you 6 over 21 like this, which is equal to something in the box there over 7. We're given both denominators. So you're going to say 21 divided by what gives us 7. So we're now going to say this is divided by 3 to get to 7. So we're also going to divide that one by 3, which gives us 2. So our equivalent fraction is 2 over 7. Right, so sometimes they have something like this. They want to tease you and see if you can figure out these two missing numbers here. So let's look at the first two for us to find the first box, right? So you're saying 2/3 is equal to something over 8. Remember we said we look at the two that are given. So 2, it was 2, it's now 8. So clearly we multiplied by 4. So we're also going to multiply there by 4. And then we get 12. So we already know now that the missing number is 12. Then we will also look at 12 and 6, right? It was 12, it's now 6. So we have divided this by 2. So we also have to divide this by 2, which is equal to 4. But in some cases, you will find that you won't be able to simplify from this middle one to the last one. So you can always go back to the first one. That's the easiest way if you get confused. Go on to 2/3. It's now 6, so which means we said 3 times 2, which is 6. So we also have to say 2 times 2, which is equal to 4.